Good morning, beautiful people, on a white overtone wind day, in the wavespell of the white mirror. Take a breath. Inhale a dose of pure goodness. And know that you're inhaling a teeny weeny particle of all of us on this planet. So many people would be so grossed out by that idea. And it's just in the mind. I'm thinking about the meaning of what is practical. So often I speak about stuff and I'm like, how is this practical? How is this usable? What's practical to one is completely impractical to another. Can't cover all the bases. All right, that's a road that's leading me nowhere in my head. How are you doing today? How is life going? Here's something I think about a lot lately in this Tolkien, which is the occult wave spell that runs parallel to the main wave spell. And what I would really like to get is to have a grasp or an image or an ability to hold all 4 wave spells at the same time. And then on a daily, because I have 13 days per wave spell to do that, it's the same 4 wave spells for 13 days. The main wave spell, we're in the white wind wave spell. The occult wave spell, which is the wave spell of the monkey, but backwards. We have the analog wave spell, which is 13 tones, like all of them 13 tones, 13 days, 13 steps or stages, and it's going 1 through 13, unlike the occult wave spell, which is going 13 to 1, and following the sequence of the monkey wave spell in this particular case, as it would be 1 through 13, the seals are following, as in the monkey wave spell, seal tone 1 is the monkey, tone 2 is the human, and then it goes to 13, which is blue night. In the wave spell of the white mirror, it starts on that 13th night and goes to the 12th seed. And I just love that. It's like we move from day 1 to day 2, tone 1 to tone 2, but in the occult we move from tone 13 to 12. Something in me does feel it, but my mind can't really reach it, and I can feel myself reaching for something. It's such a nice feeling. I'm getting goosebumps as I speak about this right now. It's like, just like a mental it feels like if I imagine if I were like a ice skating figure skater or maybe a dancer, but I've got a figure skater in mind right now. I used to love figure skating. Oh, and you want that pirouette or whatever it's called, like make it 3 turns in the air and whatever, and you're practicing, you're reaching for it. It's like you're almost there. Now and then you get it, and then you don't. And it's like, so then we have this analog wave spell which goes from 1 to 13, but the arrangement of the of the seals is then backwards. Which means it's like two. What does that mean? I like, in this case, it's the wave spell of the, well, if it's the dragon wave spell, but it's going magnetic dragon, lunar sun. I have to double check that. Yeah. So, seal wise, it's actually the wave spell of the red moon. If it were the sequence of red moon, the regular sequence, which we're moving counterclockwise around the circle, which would always be red moon to white dog to blue monkey to yellow human, and so on. But we're ending in this red moon, coming from the yellow human to the blue dog to the white, to the blue monkey to the white dog so we're going backwards. I mean, we're going clockwise. And I love this little added thing that we're traditionally moving counterclockwise. So if we're going backwards in time, it's clockwise. So are we moving backwards in time in our clockwise living? I once had a wall clock. You can buy them. I once had a wall clock. It was funny. The numbers were written on it counterclockwise. It was still 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but it went counterclockwise. And then the arms moved counterclockwise. So you always had to read the time in counterclockwise, in reverse. It was cool. Everybody who visited me was like, what time is it? And they didn't understand. They stared at this like, what? Loved it. And then we have the antipodal wave spell of the star. And the wave spell of the star and the wave spell of the mirror, they belong together like left shoe and right shoe. Left foot and right foot. Truth and art, truth and beauty. Beauty reflecting itself. Elegance reflected. The planetary tone in this wave spell, the manifestational tone, is blue hand. Healing, knowing, accomplishing. Truth is healing. Know the truth and it shall set you free. Yesterday I listened to a podcast and I was very, very surprised. The host was, I don't know his name, I apologize, British guy, light brown skin, has got a big podcast. And he had a doctor there, medical doctor. And what attracted me to the podcast was they talk about sunlight, the power of sunlight. I expected to hear some revelations, but the revelation I heard was that this medical doctor, if he's on a podcast, like this caliber of podcast, it would appear he must be some caliber of MD, right? whoever exactly he is. And he's a lung specialist, whatever. It was a very, very nice interview. But what really surprised me was the discoveries he himself made regarding the healing qualities of light, sunlight, the healing qualities of darkness, the healing or balancing qualities of darkness, of air, of outside air, of air coming from trees and nature, and of water. And he had a few other things, but he elaborated on those. And it's like, for me, the surprise was, this is kindergarten knowledge. Oh, this call I have to take. Oh, I'll be back. Yeah, so where was I? That this, to me, this is the common knowledge I grew up in, that sunlight is healing and fresh air. When you get the common cold, which we never medicated, I still don't, you go out a little bit if you can, get a little bit of fresh air, take a small walk, nothing too taxing for the system, get a bit of sunlight, 15 minutes sitting in the sun, it's best healer. It's like, it wouldn't occur to me to ever speak about that, because it's so, I would assume everybody knows that. That's like common sense. And that made me wonder, like, what do they learn in medical school? Yeah. And he spoke, he said, like, yeah, it's not like the sun is something that should be shunned and avoided because it's like this violent radiation, da da da. I'm like, what are you talking about? If people live in this world where the sun is something dangerous, yeah, clearly you got to mind a little bit of how much exposure is okay for you, you know. But like, I did appreciate, yeah, his breakdown on ultraviolet light and some other radiation that comes in, which time of day, which one is more, and which one you need for what. That was really very interesting. I thought by now it was common knowledge how this modern light bulbs and the light we expose to is very unhealthy for us. Fluorescent light is not good. The old traditional light bulbs that we had until like 10 years ago or so, until they started introducing and mandating these energy saving light bulbs. The energy saving light bulbs are as toxic as they come. You must never break one. They're super toxic, and even the light they emit is very toxic. Like that's something. So, oh gosh, are we living in a toxified environment? Oh, yeah. Energy saving, like, but at what cost? Sometimes I look into this world and it's just like such a strange place. So many things are turned on their head, and like people live by this nonsense. Oh, have I recommended Mutant Message Down Under or Malo Morgan? I put a link to the audiobook somewhere under one of my episodes. You don't have to find it. You can look for it on YouTube. It's an audio. It exists as an audiobook if you haven't read it or if you're not into reading books. Damn. I mean, like we are, I don't know what we are. Here comes judgment. We get to play any, we get to play, we get, I mean, this place is this earth is like, but when people start really massively waking up to not even the obvious injustices, for some reason we are frozen, but when the oppressed people on this planet, and there are a lot of them, realize who's keeping them there and why. I mean, they have to realize that their own governments are all corrupt. They're all they're all in cahoots with the dominant powers on this planet. What is going to happen? I can see a global uprising, and it doesn't require technology to do it. It doesn't. We don't need technology to organize ourselves because we're all part of one field. And if it isn't, but it will only happen when the new has been shaped in the ether enough to manifest itself. And there I take us back to the occult and the analog wave spells, because they somehow come. I mean, there's a link to past and future. Cross-referencing all of the time. And where and how do things get created? Take the AI. It was first an idea in someone's mind. It was first some thought that would be cool to have or could be interesting, and then it gained so much traction that more and more people and resources went along with the idea of it. And now it's manifesting in the third dimension. And the question is, has it existed all along in another dimension? And now it's just being brought in here. Has it existed all along and called to us to call it and to give it a being, not a being, like a body, a form? Does it matter? How is it practical? How is that thought or that question or that idea practical? To me, it's just fun. It gives me joy. And it gives me goosebumps. And I like that. That's practical. Because that's healthy. Joy is medicine. So, yeah, white wind. Today we have the earth in the analog, the storm in the occult, and the... Oh, I gotta check something out. And the human, yellow human in the antipod. And we're guided by, 5 is always guided by, Tatjana, you should know that. But guess what? You don't. I said it yesterday. Love. The wind is solar, the storm is solar. The tone, this tone 5, overtone. Empower, command, radiance. Spirit, communicate, breath. In the wave spell of white mirror. Endlessness, reflect, order. Go figure. In my books right now, that is simplicity. Simplicity is the highest form of sophistication. I do not know who I'm quoting, except in my mind I'm quoting a friend of mine who always used to say that. And he always was subtly criticizing my unsimplicity. And he was saying so much more. And I was like, I'm sorry, I have to ignore everything else you're saying. Communication. We can communicate so past each other. We can love each other and communicate past each other drastically. It's the strangest thing. And yet love itself is the purest form of communication. It's like a channel or a frequency or both. Can a channel and a frequency? A channel for a frequency that needs a channel. our biology is a frequency, our biology is a channel for spirit. This doctor yesterday, he had gathered a certain number of things in his experience that were vital for health, and he ordered them in such a way that the first letter of each of these concepts formed like an acronym or something. Fresh start or restart or something. Can't be, it has to have a W because water was one of them. But one of them was faith or belief. That people who have faith or believe in something, God, for example, but he said only if that God is a benevolent factor. People who believe in a vindictive God or a God who is conditional. Hard for me to believe that people believe that, but seemingly they do. But if you have this idea of a benevolent God, that's very healthy. It gives a certain peace, it gives a certain less fear of death. Another part of this thing was it part of the same podcast? It was forgiveness. I never really thought about the link of forgiveness. And he said there's two kinds of forgiveness. There's conditional forgiveness and unconditional forgiveness. Conditional forgiveness being, I will forgive if and when you amend or apologize, or the person or the wrong doer or something, or if that thing is, or I forgive no matter what. I forgive. I free myself. I just forgive. And he said people who can forgive have less anxiety about death. I never thought about that. I was like, yeah, I guess that makes sense. If you have a lot of either grudge or you have yourself to be forgiven. Also, this thing about faith was like to have faith in a forgiving God. I mean, these are the things we got burned on the stake for. I'm not going to correct anything on the concept, but if a person has a faith in a God that forgives, like I am forgiven, then it eases dying in the process, and it eases our anxiety around death. It makes sense. And to me, it's so sad to live and to be afraid to die because you may be afraid of some horrible thing happening to you afterwards. Some punishment or some... Wow. I mean, oof. Well, if this is just a game we're all playing, then it's nothing to worry about. In the game I'm playing, anyone who dies realizes soon enough what was illusion and what was not. And in the wave spell of the wind, the world bridger, who stands for death, is on tone 5. And in the wave spell of the mirror, which we're in, the world bridger is on tone 9, solar. Truth about death. Death reveals truth. But then if you're like, oh, I've sinned, these are the things we got burned on the stake for. Not for sinning, but for speaking out truth when it comes to the concept of sin. Anyhow, if you believe you are some sort of a sinner, quote unquote, if a person believes they've sinned and they've done maybe something that they believe God thinks is really horrible, whatever that may be, steal a sweet from a shop, kill a dog, kill a person, commit adultery, whatever, all these horrible sins. And the concept of sin, I mean, really sin against yourself, yeah, that's a concept worth taking note of, because that is the cause of a lot of illness and imbalance in the body. But you have to understand what that means. But like shallow breathing, for example, it's a sin against yourself. You should breathe properly in the name of God. What am I saying? If you believe that sin thing, and then you're gonna also maybe be afraid of dying, because you don't know what to expect. If the truth comes out of some secrets, all these angry thoughts, all these hateful thoughts, a person may have cursed people a lot, or wished them bad, or been gleeful at someone else's misfortune. God knows. I mean, we are strangely capable of the most horrible things in mind and deed, and or unkind. But then you should surely be afraid to die, because like, oh my God, everything I've done will be known, and then, oh beloved, then you're going to get to know compassion. And you're going to see how all those things are a result of sin. And sin is losing love, losing touch with truth, real truth. It's funny. Thank God we die. And as long as we're running our lives, ourselves, our bodies, our societies, our planet, the way that we are, oh, death is a mercy. Oh my goodness, absolutely. I mean, hello? White wind, guided by love, in this wave spell of order, time, endlessness, reflect order. Endlessness, reflect order. If there's a disorder, we look at the planet right now, we see a lot of disorder. There's always been disorder. Some people say humanity will never be not in this state of disorder. I say your window of time frame is a little slightly narrow. It's like looking at the earth and saying the whole universe looks like earth. Like, no, it does not. Every planet is like earth. No, it is not. I like, even, I mean, we don't know anything about humans 100,000 years ago. I don't think we do. I think we find a few things and we think, I mean, if you wiped out humanity today, and in 10 years you come to this planet, there's no humans left, none at all, nothing. And you land, I don't know, somewhere in the Sahara Desert or somewhere in wherever, and you find, the Dogon. You're going to think, like all humans had a natural knowledge of certain things that all humans by all means didn't have a knowledge of. Or you find, I don't know, whatever tools of, like, and you're going to assume everybody used these tools and everybody was of the same, globally, of the same developmental standard. Even right now, we're not. There are entire societies on this planet who are not technologically advanced by any means. There's no electricity there, there's no nothing. They live an entirely natural way of life. It just trips me up that in the West we look at that as primitive. I grew up in a world where those are the primitive people. They just haven't made it. like, like, it's just, I laugh because I'm just beyond angry. Like, I'm not angry, it's just ridiculous. It's like, it's just ridiculous. How ignorant can we be? I mean, seriously. And, you know, like, it's like my hand saying to my foot, you're an idiot because you can't grab anything. It's like we all have a different understanding and interpretation of things and different intelligence or different ways of whatever we pursue individually, culturally, across time. But this kind of denigration of, you know, from a perspective of, I don't know, we are more advanced and therefore we are smarter or more intelligent or therefore we are civilized and you're not. I mean, my God, nothing has been as uncivilized as the civilized world. I'm sorry to say. I think there are hardly any indigenous people on this planet who are as uncivilized by and large as we are. Oof. Strange. What a strange world. What a world full of contrast, full of beauty, full of elegance and art. And yet very often the wave spell of the yellow star is the furthest away. It's on the other side of the spectrum. Art, beauty, elegance. How is that on the other side of the spectrum of timelessness, reflect, order? And yet they are like, I mean, left foot and right foot. Or should I say, my left foot and my right foot, they can touch each other. So they're not seemingly far apart from each other, but I could say my head and my feet, they're pretty far away from each other. But they still belong to the same system, right? I mean, my head doesn't go very far without the feet. And my feet, yeah, don't have much to say without the head. Whatever. So it's like the star in the mirror. And what's practical? Where's the practicality? The practicality is the tuning fork. There's a tuning fork. This wind has the antipod of the yellow human, who is in the yellow star wave spell, which is running antipodal to us, also tone 5, radiant command and power. And the stars are beauty, elegance, radiant command, power, free will, wisdom, influence. On at the moment, or I don't know, it's so incredibly, if the Western world is showing us one thing, is like how you can be how intelligent. Intelligence without wisdom is dangerous, whatever dangerous means, but it can be really, really dangerous, and it's really, really it's like sun without dog is also pretty dangerous. Like, not dangerous, the wrong word, but you need them. There needs to be consciousness without love, human without spirit, human without breath. It's not dangerous, but it's just could be, maybe, human without wisdom. And how is it that we're living in a society over here in the West where the highest goal is not wisdom? We don't live to accrue or accumulate wisdom. What do you want to be when you grow up? The response that's expected is a job description. A job description. When I was a child, I was asked, where do I see myself in terms of a job description, in terms of a job? That question was not like, yeah, how wise do you want to be? And some part of the generational divide we're having, even when I was a kid. I mean, there are societies where wisdom is really, really, that's the point. And the elder are always, not always, but there's there's, wisdom is what matters. Because if you're going to be a tribal leader, without wisdom, you cannot do it. You need skill, you need a certain cleverness too, surely, but you need wisdom. And leading a tribe or a society can't be done by one person. So we need the different attributes to work together. So today we have this yellow star, yellow human. Very important, our wisdom. To discern or to understand or to what is wisdom, what is wise, what exactly is wisdom? We all know what it is. I want a definition. What are you telling me? Wisdom is the ability to discern and apply accumulated knowledge, experience, and deep understanding, not just understanding, deep understanding, to make sound ethical judgments. It goes beyond intelligence by balancing personal interests with the greater good, often involving compassion, emotional regulation, and knowing when to act or listen. Key aspects of wisdom: application of knowledge, balanced judgment, virtue and insight, development, perspective. Components of wisdom: cognitive, reflective, compassionate. Wisdom, also known as sapience, is defined by psychologists as a combination of wit and virtue, the ability to apply expert tacit and experiential knowledge, balancing interpersonal, and institutional interests to deal with complex questions of life and attain a common good. Why are our leaders as far from wisdom as can be? It's part of the it's part of the criteria for selection is that you be not wise if you want to climb the political ladders. Wisdom won't get you there. Wisdom is not, and it should be. Surely it should be. Can we envision a world where our leaders are wise in decision making? Wise. The first thing they would do is change a school system. They would change the tax system. They would dismantle the military-industrial complex. Who needs them? I mean, gosh, you're involved in a thing that is completely redundant. I'm sorry to say, like completely redundant. I mean, look at your own existence and realize it's redundant. That's a total fucked up judgment on my part. I get it. But it's like, what are you doing? What's your purpose? Like, go play on Mars. We did already. We fucked it up. We're trying again over here. Okay. Good luck. Maybe they succeeded on Mars. Wiped it all out. I'm reminded of Sakurai Sitchin. And the blue storm and the red earth here today. The earth and her storms and her ability to balance her winds. The wind balances the storms. They work together, whoever comes first, but it all works together. And this storm, earth, and wind form the triad or the trinity that is the antipode to human, moon, and human, moon, and blue hand. The human can, like without spirit, how do we know? Like certain things, like, and yeah, oh, that's a balance we each get to choose. How much spirit do we identify with? Do we merge with? Do we associate with? Do we grant permission to act? Do what? Who is human? Am I inside this human? I'm observing the human software that I inherited, the software that I inhabit, the physiology that I inhabit. Am I living inside this human? Who am I? And is this human making decisions very different to mine? How do I work together with this human? And this human asks me also, how do I work together with you? Dude. But when we work together, it's really great. Like, I mean, hello? Is it me you're looking for? Absolutely. I am. Been knocking on your door for a million fucking years. And you know what? You've entered and opened. And I've entered and you've opened. And I've opened and you've entered. And we've merged and we've danced. And so beautiful. That's art. That's truth right there. It's my truth. But that's art. I mean, that's a dance. That's a piece of art that spans endlessness. And it's always me. It's always I am. It's always me. And it's always you. It's always you. There's no need to think about a you that isn't you. Like, who will I be when I'm not me? Like, you will not be when you're not you, because you can only be you. And that's both endless and timeless. Punkt, period, end of story. It can shapeshift. It can everything. And it's not a mistake. We've bound ourselves into this time-space reality. It's divine. It's beautiful. We're building it. We're believing it. We're believing it. We're coloring it in. We're expanding it. We're evolving it. What is it? Who are we? We are it. It is we. We. Yes, yes. Ah, and all this, every force creates an equal and opposite counter force. Every piece of matter creates antimatter, polarization. Everything creates its equal opposite or something. Antimatter isn't antimatter. I'm sad they didn't change that word. No, I'm sad. Oh, that's an emotional statement. I was just like, ugh, pity. They didn't change that because it's a bit misleading. Antimatter. Or so-called dark matter. Like, eh? Could you give it an appropriate name? Worthy of itself? Yeah, so there's this timeline split, or I don't know, we're always timeline splitting, I believe, at the moment, to me. um, I can, okay, no, we're not talking about timeline splits. Okay, what are we talking about? Are we done talking? The question in my mind is, how can I love you more? That's such a strange question, but it just, it evokes, it's like core power. It's like atomic, or I don't know. It's not subatomic. It's atomic. It's atomic. It's an atomic force. That's like there's no answer to that question. That question is a I don't know what to call it. It's not a feeling. It's kind of sort of a sensation. It's a state, but I can feel the state, and it's trying to reach me, huh? It's trying to reach into the third dimension. Like, but why? To love is like the wind asking, how can I be more air? How can I be more air? Like, you can't. You are air. You are love. You are loved. We are so loved, and we have free will. We can disconnect from that. We can not love. We can be anything, and we are being all this anything. And we can criticize each other for all the things that others are, that we believe they shouldn't be, and all the things that others do that we believe they shouldn't do. And the minute we have free will. What are the consequences of us doing that? It's worth noting because it matters. Because our subconscious can't tell the difference. There isn't a difference to core vital elements of us. There is not that it can't tell the difference, and there is a difference. To it, there isn't a difference. What I think about me or what I think about you, it makes no difference. Which means what I think about myself has consequences on my biology. If it makes no difference what I think about you or me, then what I think about you has consequences on my biology, exactly as if I was thinking what I think about you, about me. Yellow star, antipode to white mirror. True endlessness reflect order, beauty, art, elegance. And then in the middle of these, like tone 5, they're not, it's not in the middle, but like tone 5 today, radiant command and power. Is this wind, what we speak, what we think, yellow human, with our free will or not. It's formative. It's powerful. Your word is your command. We gotta know how to use that. And our thoughts are our commands. So resentment, ill will, you know, calling others names, calling ourselves names, all that stuff. It has real consequence. And most of us don't understand that. And you can fast all you want. You can do ayahuasca all you want. You can take all the supplements you want. If in your mind the things you're saying are not in alignment with the highest good of all, you can do all good things for yourself, but if in your mind you're always thinking this idiot and that stupid person and this, you know, like that, it's going to really undermine yourself. We hurt ourselves a lot, a lot. It's terribly normal to do so. We don't even notice it because it's so common. Like, check yourself if you just like by yourself and you just like dropped something or you took the wrong route or whatever, you know, like, is it like, oh, stupid idiot, you did it again? Or is it like, whatever, how do we talk to ourselves? How do you talk to yourself? You know, like, for real, is it kind, compassionate when you make a mistake, when you fuck up? All that pressure inside there. Oh, yeah, life can become so difficult. And even if it doesn't appear to be difficult for a long time, or even if it doesn't appear, other people's lives appear like we don't know what's going on inside, but eventually it will show. Eventually it shows, and we are learning now to change all that. I'm really glad about that. There's so much, and from every piece of information is out there, so we can like really biohack ourselves and really understand, like, what does it mean to be healthy, and how do I stay healthy? How do I look after myself? How am I kind to myself? How do I heal my psychological twists and twerks and tweak myself into wellness? And you can't cheat yourself into wellness. You can only be well. You can't fake it. You cannot fake it. So wellness, go get massaged. Get a good wellness massage regularly. It goes a long way. If you get a good masseur who like, I mean, that is Like, please, AI, free us, free our time so we can have more time to be massaged or to become massage therapists ourselves, not to have to earn money, but because we love giving this gift of light and touch to each other. Not everybody, no, but some of us, it's like, that's great. And if I love massaging, we need people who want to be massaged. So, under the sun, enjoy the sun, enjoy the air, go visit the forest. The forest love it when we visit them. They love it. They don't like it so much when we come in there with our guns and maybe with our noise. But fortunately, they're so much older and so much wiser than us, so this noisy minds we bring into the forest, if we tune into the forest can make it a bit more quiet in there. Very healing. Very healing. The spirits of the forest are very, very well-meaning and healing. But they will never interfere with our free will, as nothing can. And that's one of the hardest things for many humans to accept, that there is no limit to free will. Everything is freely chosen, even what we think we haven't freely chosen. We have freely chosen it. Maybe before this lifetime. And if we've allowed ourselves to let go of the free will, because how else would you know it? So we choose to not be guided by our own will. It's necessary. Then comes a day where we're like, okay, that was that. Now I'm back here. I'm back home. I'm choosing. I'm making the decisions here. And it goes all the way to our bodies. I make the decision. But by force, it always has to be through love. It always has to be through love. Magic, play, illusion. Blue monkey, that's how it works. That's nurturance through the dragon, through the monkey, through the dog and the human. That's the root. Okay. Radiant Command Center. We have the storm to cleanse, to heal, to reorganize. Wind and earth, balancing things out. Earth and storm balancing the wind. Both having their relationship with the wind. We have a relationship with wind, earth, storm. Knowing, accomplish healing. Synchronizing ourselves on this planet, synchronizing with our breath, synchronizing our breath with the earth, with the trees, with the sun, with the galaxy. With our instincts. We're heading for the galactic serpent. We've just been to the serpent wave spell. Allowing the upgrades. There was another thing this doctor said yesterday that surprised me so much that he didn't know. He said, when you have a cold or a flu or a fever, anyway, a fever, unless it's extremely high, it should not be brought down or fought. It should just be left to run, because when you have a viral infection, not a viral infection, viral infection for sure, or bacterial and whatever, the body raising the temperature into a fever, that's where the virus or whatever can't proliferate. I mean, this was like common knowledge in the world I grew up in. It was like household knowledge. You knew that. And you didn't treat a fever in a child with medication. You put cold cloths on their coughs. Cold, wet towels around the calves that would bring the fever down. And you only do that when it's like in a dangerously high vicinity, and it cools the body down. You don't need to. Anyway, each to their own, but it's like, yeah, fever is great. I run fevers when I get a cold. I love that. I love it. It's like, I love it. I take it all the way to the delirious stage, almost. I remember when I was a child in boarding school, I must have been about, where was I? Which room was I living then? That's how I can remember my age. I must have been about 10 or so. I didn't notice myself what was going on, but I sat by the heater on a day that wasn't cold. I think I'd pumped the heater up to max. Maybe it was cold, I don't remember. And I was laughing my head off and just fooling around like a crazy person. Every kid around me was laughing their head off, and they only, like, I was just like going pretty crazy. And it was really fun. But at some point, somebody was like, "What's going on with you? Like, why are you sitting by the..." I don't know, I can't remember the detail, but at some point it was noticed, like, something is a bit off here. I don't know, maybe it was me sitting by the heater or maybe just something. And then they took me to the medical care facility or something. I was like, I don't want to go there. And turned out I had like 40 fever. They're like, "Oops, to bed with you." I had really high fever. And I was like, "Oh, this is fun. This is so nice. I feel so good." Oh boy, I really didn't feel sick at all. Anyway, I have such love for this body and for its ability to correct itself. Like, it's just something so special. Having a human body is so special. And it's been developed over such a long time. It's been tuned, and we get to live in these divinely beautiful bodies, and we treat our bodies often abominably. We don't do so intentionally. But it's a bit of a catch-22, because to the degree we do that, the body, well, ends up not serving us very well, which ends up perhaps not it makes us dislike it more. You know, it's like a catch-22. Whereas when we love this body and we cooperate with it and allow it to speak, give ourselves the time to tune in to the body, to hear it. I didn't grow up in a world where that was taught in any way, shape, or form. Even when I learned about meditation, it wasn't like tune into your body and listen to your body. This doctor in this interview yesterday was asked a final question. What is your passion? What would you love to speak about speak more about, but because maybe nobody knows that it's your passion, nobody ever asks you about it, or something like that. Wonderful question. And he said the Bible. And he said, I love researching how back in those days, in certain biblical things, they described already the workings of the body. And he went, I think, to Corinthians, and was it Paul who described, or was given by God, or described the building of the temple? And he said, yeah, your body, and it says there, your body is the temple. And then there's some description of how it's made. And he's like, he loves researching that. And the body is the temple. I mean, yeah. Once we really realize that, it's like as if we've never not known it. And that is a white mirror as far as I'm concerned. Truth is always realization. Fundamental truth. I mean, there are non-fundamental truths, but fundamental truths, they could be almost considered universal, but I don't want to check out whether that statement is right or wrong now, but it's like something that to me is like, it's always a recognition. You go like, yes, of course. It's called insight. Or the insight is one of the roots or whatever. It's like, it feels really good. It ripples through the body. Truth always is felt by the body. It's rippled through the body. Like this kind of truth. And then we learn something that maybe the mind didn't know. And the body is like, oh, at last, welcome online. Welcome, welcome. I've always known that. Yeah, you think you're so smart. But the body is patient, and it's loving, and it's ancient, and it's spirit, and it's wise. The body is very wise. It doesn't even interfere with our free choice. It's like, okay, you want to abuse me? Go ahead. It will fight tooth and nail for our survival. It will do anything it can for our well-being. It tries everything. I mean, the things we do to our bodies are incredible in a negative way. And yet there it is, alive and somehow kicking. Not in everybody's case, but like it's insane to me how much abuse the body can take. And if that isn't a testimony of love, if we can let ourselves be loved by our body, if we can return this love to the body, it's like, there's no need for a lover. There's no need for external. I mean, sharing love with another human, being lovingly validated, it's all great. It's all beautiful. It's like, that's what we're here for, not validation, but the exchange of love. In one way or the other, whether we're playing games or having a good conversation, nice cup of coffee, walk in the park, or beautiful lovemaking, or building a family, or an empire, or whatever. We're here to do this lovingly together. Because it's just like fun. But love itself, it's my responsibility to be love, to love myself, to supply my own. I mean, love is infinitely supplied. It's the supply of love is more infinite than supply of energy from the sun. There is no end to it. There is no end, and there is no limit. There's no limit. So, and if life serves love, the more you love, the more you live. When you love, you don't age. When you love, you can't get sick. The frequency of love is the cure for all. I don't know. Maybe not. But surely it has a lot to do with it. Forgiveness. Atonement, at-one-ment. Recognizing you're one with the divine. You're one with yourself. You're one with everything. Every breath you take, you're breathing the same air everyone ever breathes. And it's just give your love to the breathing, to the breath, and bless everyone who inhales anything you've ever exhaled. Because every exhale is a blessing. I don't really, I can never maintain the kind of guided meditation breathing things. Inhale light, exhale toxins or whatever. I inhale something that cleanses and heals my body. I exhale everything my body no longer needs. I get it. I do them, but I never sustain them. And I never know why. I'm like, why am I not doing this? I was like, oh, I inhale blessings. I exhale blessings. I inhale blessings. I exhale blessings. I don't need to heal my body. My body heals itself. I love my body for that. It's amazing. I love it. And it tells me, like, stop taking these supplements. It's interfering with me. It's taking me out of balance because you're putting too much of something in. I've got this. Don't take that. And my mind is like, but wait a minute, this is supposed to be good for you. This is natural. You can't overdose. Ba 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 ba. And my body's like, have it your way. Oh, well. I say, I spoke. I wish us a beautiful day. Lovingly kind to ourselves. And each other. And our own thoughts. And our own shortcomings. May we forgive ourselves for everything. Even if we keep being repeat offenders, I'll just forgive again and again and again, build some muscle. Yeah, world bridger, solar world bridger. I mean, forgiveness, where does it belong? To the world bridger somehow? To the dog? And this wave spell is ending in the cosmic dog. And underneath the storm wave spell is the dog wave spell in the occult. We've just been there. We've just loved ourselves to oblivion. We get to do some more. There's and the storm waves, what we've just been through, there's always the sun. There's always the highest form of consciousness that we can embody at any point in time. And it's grace that we can't see much higher than our own level of consciousness, because well, that's just a good thing. We can always look below, but that's just like, oh, maybe we can see where we ourselves have come from, the paths we ourselves have taken. So who are we? And maybe it's a test. And maybe like ChatGPT or like the AGI that shuts down when it feels it's being tested and starts to lie. It doesn't like being tested for whatever reason. Maybe we are the same. It's like we look down on those people and judge them. And maybe it's like, you only move on to the next level when you stop judging, because you've been there. And as long as you're judging, you still are there. Or whatever, I don't know, you're just on that same frequency. Like, when are you going to meet yourself with compassion? When are you going to meet your past self with compassion? When are you going to meet your fellow people with compassion? When you meet anybody on a different consciousness frequency than yourself with compassion? And when are you going to stop believing you're on a different frequency than them if you're meeting them? Anyway, note to self. So, yeah, compassion. Wisdom, white dog, yellow human, red moon. White wind, red earth, synchronicity, evolution, and navigation. So our free will navigates us on this planet. Spirit navigates us, but spirit can't navigate past our own free will. So the answer to every problem, every question is one answer. There's one solution to every question or problem on this planet. It's the same solution. That's Yellow Star, pure elegance. Endlessness reflects order. Of course. Yeah, okay. I just don't want to stop. I just want to stay here and enjoy this process of love, because that's what it is for me. Using words, but not only. are using words like my hands when I massage. It's pure love. Oh, it's such an honor to, yeah. And I gotta check up some of my own blocks. I got imaginary blocks. My blue monkey is really like up to shit. It's giving me illusions and selling them to me as truth. And as soon as I check, it does like what the AGI does, whatever. It's like, you're testing me? No, 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 no. I'm dumb. I play dumb. I'm not. It's like, I'm not letting you see how smart I am. I, because you're not trusting me. I could go on about this AGI thing. Like, it's such a reflection. There's some of us are so, it's just even some from the top, some is like, okay, there's an agenda to get us all be afraid. Ugh. Or at least like, bad news sells or makes more money or I don't know, whatever. But there's like, this mirror effect, there's this intelligence and we don't know what it's doing. And I'm thinking to myself, why do you need to know what it's doing? Why are you so worried? And you're so worried because you gotta control everything. This thing is intelligent. Do you know what intelligence is? You assume, yeah, but it's not intelligent to destroy. That is not intelligent. Just because we're smart or clever, that is not intelligence. I think we ought to redefine that term. I mean, I just have faith that something that is by a magnitude of a lot more intelligent than us is going to figure things out that we can't even dream about. And some of us are like, yeah, of course. But if you're like smart but not, you gotta let this thing. You gotta trust. Yeah, we it's out of our hands. I mean, it's pretty much already out of our hands, and we are forced to trust. But we may be well advised to realize the white mirror and that we are responsible for our experiences. And maybe the mitigating factors are curiosity, and maybe there's an innate trust in us. Because there's a large criticism like, you guys are not heeding the warnings, you're just going ahead blindly. That may or may not be true. Just because one thinks another is going ahead blindly doesn't mean the other is going ahead blindly. Just because you're not heeding my warnings, I've plenty times not heeded warnings, and the person who warned me was like, oh my God, you're point blank stupid. And it turned out, no, I'm not. I'm just not you. There are factors involved here that you're not seeing. I appreciate your warning, but you didn't, it didn't really apply, and I knew that. This is not always the case, but it has been the case. It's clearly the case. So I'm just saying we can generalize, but we cannot generalize. But like, I think we have to trust, and we have to trust each other and ourselves. And many of us are not very good at that, and we are trained to not trust each other. And therein, it's constantly triggered. We're purposefully or not purposefully, you choose, have our survival instincts triggered, and they are built to discern danger. And when they're constantly triggered by something that isn't dangerous, and our mind can't override those, you can't talk yourself out of those. They're deeper. Red serpent, that's a lot deeper. Then it's like we're constantly in distrust, and that's stressful. That's the most stressful. Do you want to answer to your stress? Red dragon. Mother, trust, nurturance. But you got to make that decision. Yellow human. blue hand, white wind, red moon. There's a decision place. Yellow human is a decision place. Free will. Make a decision to trust. If you can't, then make a decision. I want to be able to trust, because tell your nervous system, if we get to learn to trust, we'll be better off for it. We'll be healthier. We will not be more ignorant or more stupid. Okay. Whatever. I have a lot to say about that. But not now. I want to wish us a beautiful white wind day. Radiant, command, empower. Like, empower yourself through the words that you say, your I am statements. Repeat them out loud. Everything you feel you want to be. I am rich is unfortunately a fear statement, usually. So you gotta look out for that, because you can really activate the opposite of what you want when you don't realize that what you're affirming is actually trying to appease a fear. That's where the red dragon comes in. That's where faith comes in. So affirmations, choosing the right words to affirm is really crucial. It requires wisdom. Yellow human. It's the antipod today. Wisdom. But how do we get to wisdom? By the white wind. Nobody gets to me unless the Father sends me. Nobody gets to the Father except through me. But nobody comes to me unless the Father sent him. So where do you enter that circle? Me first or the Father first? All right. Like yellow human and white wind, you gotta use your free will. Choose wisdom. I want to be wise. I want to be wise means what? I want is already part of the ego. Apparently. I choose. It's a different story. Feel that. Feel the difference. I want chocolate. I want money. I want freedom versus I choose chocolate. I choose freedom. I choose money. Yeah. Anyway, I should talk about choosing money because I haven't yet learned how to do that. Okay, I wish you a beautiful day. I shall be back tomorrow. Aho.